Okay, we're ready to get started today. And let's see. Arlene is going to start us off with the invocation.
Your day. Thank you for that day of service. Thank you for Rotary. Thank you for all those who are attending today. Be with our speaker, be with those that couldn't be with us today. In your name, I pray.
Amen. All right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Leslie, do you want to do the guest?
I will just mention their names, and I know Mary's going to do a property. We have Dr. Jane Smith with us from Brunswick Community College, and we have Elizabeth Watson as well. Welcome. Okay, I'll start at my table.
I wasn't here last week, but after the meeting, I listened to the recording meeting. It was great. It was great recording. I could hear it well. I could see. I commend you for what you're doing. Thank you. And I appreciate how you honored Jonathan. He was a wonderful person. So good recording.
Thank you.
My happy dollar is my granddaughter and her son, which is my great grandson. Will be visiting next.
Nice. Here.
This is strictly personal. I'm happy because I sold the transmission. It's been sitting around our garage for 20 years. So it's sold, but now I have to ship it to Indiana.
Oh, my
Let it
God.
sell.
You can make it money.
Oh, he's paying the ship.
Okay.
Okay. I will go over to Aaron. We appreciate your having us. Yes, Dave.
I'm happy. We got 2 out of the 3 dictionaries delivered last week. And help with Leslie, we went to Virginia Williamson School. And you never know what's going to happen when you deliver these dictionaries. This was quite an exciting day. First class, we were going to go into some kid had a meltdown. And he was hollering and screaming, kicking desks, and they took all the kids out and they spread them out to the other 4 first grade classes there. And pretty soon the sheriff came, deputy came running down the hall. I don't know if he handcuffed this kid or what, but they closed the door and it got quiet. We went to the next room to deliver these dictionaries. I told the teacher, I said, man, that's changed since I was in 3rd grade. And she said, yeah, me too. And this little boy sitting close by over here says, he asked me, he said, how old are you? The teacher says, now it's not polite to ask someone how old they are. I said, that's okay, I'm 79. This little boy says, God, I thought you were 50. He got an extra dictionary.
Inside to that story, that little boy standing next to me looked up at me and said, I thought it was 100. Yes, Mr. Mark.
2 things. One is that it goes on back, but visiting my grandkids in New Jersey and talking about, and my grandson heard I just got a haircut and sort of giggled. He
you pay. So, the other thing is, we got an invitation yesterday to go to watch a Zoom meeting about shelter box. Everybody here familiar with shelter box?
A little bit, tell us.
Real quick. The shelter box is just what it sounds like. It's a big plastic box, and it's a Rotary effort started in the UK. And if there's a natural disaster, if there's a flood in Argentina, and or in Haiti, or if people are displaced, they'll bring these boxes. In the big box is a tent, water purification, material, food, blankets, everything that will support 10 people for a month. And you can see them sometimes, if you follow along, you'll sometimes see like refugee camps, and then there'll just be dozens of these matching Rotary shelter box tents. And a couple years ago, 1 or 2 years ago, Cheryl and I bought one, and that's what we gave our kids for Christmas. Was that your Christmas present is you bought this shelter box, and then they told us, they said your box is back, and I got an email and a letter when it was when they used it. So it's very interesting. So if you are interested, watch that video. It should be very interesting. I was surprised, and Leslie asked Becca if she had never heard of it. But it is it's a Rotary thing. It's I think it's great Rotary.
No, I've never heard of it. You want it?
Okay, thank you, Mark. On my way over, Bob.
Okay. Okay, Brenda and I just spent a week in Maui with the kids and the grandkids and on beach and doing the road to Hana and the whole tourist thing. We had a great time. That's the good news. The bad news is halfway through the trip, Leslie sent me an email asking me about the budget.
And I get this email back. I'm laying here looking at this beautiful water, and now I have to deal with budget. I said, turn off the damn computer, leave me alone. And we did, and I stopped saying.
Clay's got one too. Where's it?
About 6 weeks ago, my wife Marty and I went to Michigan, where we were promised for about 10 days. As you do, when you go back to your hometown, you see friends, one of them, a couple named Dick and Cindy Windrup. Little background, Dick worked for me 30, 40 years ago. His mother-in-law was my secretary for 20, 25 years. So that was me. Anyway, a fabulous guy, so generous, him and his wife. After he didn't make it in the church business, which is not unusual, he went back in the food business. He started a food bread company, which prospered beyond belief. And he sold it a number of years ago, and they had like 250 employees. So that decided to still business. Anyway, he was so generous, had a place in Hawaii, and they go off and did that for 15 years. And they would invite people who would never go to Hawaii. Come out and spend a couple weeks, which is just he's that guy. Strong, very strong Christian man. Anyway, we spent some time with him, and this is on September 17th. And my ex-secretary says, hey, she's 86. She said, hey, Cindy, that's it. So anyway, we saw him, we were going to make a deal about it. But they brought it up. They said, okay, come by. And we're both very eager to watch what we do. So last Monday, I got a call from a guy, 7 years old. And I, and in fact, 6 months ago, they spent 5 days with us here in St. James. And they looked at building here. They had sold their house about 6 months ago. Why? $2 million. That built up like order for $1 million. And so that's just generous. So I thought, and I called, and interesting, I called my secretary, I got her, because she was on the phone. And she told me a story on 21st, 4 days after we were there. Started getting samples. And a little more. Well, you ought to go get your blood content for your oxygen. Went from 98 to 92 to 80. Okay. Call the doctor, says, don't move. Send emergency team, gas and everything came out, 6 people, got him in the hospital, put him on a ventilator eventually. His wife was seen for 2 weeks. Started making a little progress, she was able to see him. And then we put him on the ventilator. And then go semi-coma. He got last night. Okay. And his wife fell it too. And but I'm preaching here. Neither one of them were fast. And the guy was bright, smart, not an arrogant, pump your chest that guy. But I'll be okay. What was that? And the people he touched hundreds of people, and he could still be touched. You know, he's at 70, he's touching more people, helping work. So, story that I'll repeat, that I hate to see people die so sensitive. So no good news, just a dollar.
I just want to say that Brent sent his check for $20,000. Put that in our account, figure out what we want to do with it. So it was a nice gesture. He has had a little windfall in the market. He was kind enough to share it with this area, which is really from Wilmington, to Rotary in Wilmington, but he was kind enough to give us 20 grand, and he gave the boys and girls, I'm not sure, a couple $100,000, but he gave the transitional housing 50 grand. So we're just very grateful.
Wow. How much does he give boy girls?
Well, he said he was going to give away 400,000. So, and he said most of it, that was sort of a transitional thing for him. He spent a lot of his youth there in a dysfunctional family. That was sort of his. So he's always been very generous with his time. Anyhow, not he had more money, he gave more money. He always is equal to some, right?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jean.
So what's that dollar? Buy one of our dogs. That's right. His time was whatever companies. And the happy dollar is just a gift there. I'll be following.
Okay, I just have to say a couple of things. One thing, we did Jersey Mike's today because Sean had gotten an envelope full of half price on the subs. It says right on there, only 1 per visit. So I went in anyway and I said, can I order 25 of these and use these coupons? He said, as long as they're not expired. So thank you to Sean for the coupons. Karen Collins, it was her idea. Why don't we just have subs for lunch? So Army always got a price tag. So that's why we have subs. Yeah, they're not bad. No, today would have been a nice soup day, but I can control. And yes, I do like the fall. You. Since I hate this cold weather. Okay, I have $2. First one is also a sad dollar. Sean put her puppy down last Wednesday right after our meeting. And again, for Sean, because she won't say anything, she just got a job with Living, what's the name of it?
St. James Living
St. James
Magazine.
As the editor. I am now done.
Very good.
We good?
All of you were.
Right.
The rest of the
Dave,
Did your free do? What business did you say he had? What was his business?
RW Papers.
Oh.
Yeah. Food business. All over the country now. You know, but especially.
Yeah.
Dave, did you say all you wanted to say about the dictionaries?
Yeah, we have 2 more deliveries, and I do have people lined up to go with me on those, so,
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, and I just want to thank everybody that did a donation over the last week for polio. We were collecting money on behalf of Jonathan Richmond. So I just wanted to give everybody a thank you on that. And let's see, Paula, you had something you wanted to say?
Yes, this is from Donna Flake, from the East Wilmington Club, and she's, the event for the Moldovan wine tasting has been changed to January 18th. And Sean said we might be able to get a van so that evening, we don't have to be responsible for our driving, but we could use a van. So put that on your calendar for next January. And if anybody'd like to bring a check in, it's $50 per person. And you can be a sponsor. Erlene has been an early sponsor. Donna asked me to thank you for that. So your sponsorship opportunities are there too. But if you want to bring a check next week, we'll get it in early for Donna and the advance.
Okay, yes, ma'am, Mary.
I just wanted to say robotics has started again.
Awesome.
We had our first meeting on Monday. We had about 30 students at West School. And if anybody is interested in volunteering to help robotics team, we always need help. Because there are only 4 mentors with 30 kids.
Yeah, you do need help. Yeah, just a reminder about the fruit sale. It goes till November,
Well, we got 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
Uh,
Okay,
2 weeks like you turn in whatever it is. Give us a check, and then if you're done, please turn in your orders. I have no idea what anybody else has done. The hospital bought 130, got mine ordered 11 or 12 right now, plus a few more coming in. But sold 247 last year. But I hope there's 100 or 200 orders out there for the rest of it. 2 weeks to go.
Mike, we have a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's great. Just turn them in 2 weeks, and then
Okay.
we'll do it all in one time. It's just simpler that way.
for the fruit,
Yes,
which is delicious, by the way.
it is good.
All right. Rick, do you want to kind of give them an update about the police awards?
Yes. The policeman of the year award, which is going to be 2021, period. We skipped a year because of the pandemic, and it's ruined the chairman's head. Anyway, I've talked to each one of the chiefs except Cook Island, Speedy, but I'm sure they're going to go on. It's January 19th here. And we'll have the normal staff, Judge Stroud will do the presentation, and all the departments will be here at one time.
What's the date on that? I'm sorry.
January 19th, Wednesday.
It's going to be here.
Here.
It'll be all the whole, each department.
All right, Rick, when you get an idea of how many are coming, can you let Leslie know? We've got
I
to
will, I will.
Yeah,
because-
leave that for James to set more tables.
Right, yeah. Well, we normally allow six additional people other, so that's 18 minimum.
Help me decide where you want to get the food from.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Get it all done.
All right, at this time, Mary, you ready to come up? Now, some people don't know this, but Mary's actually on the board at the Foundation Brunswick Community College. And she's gonna talk for a minute and introduce what's going on here with the speakers.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Wasson. She is director of the Brunswick Community College Foundation. She is here with Dr. Jean Smith, who is president of the Brunswick Community College. Dr. Smith is the 5th president of Brunswick Community College. He became president of Brunswick on January 2nd of 2019. He has more than 28 years of progressive responsibility leadership experience. He's committed to advancing
mission of the community college. It's been instrumental in the development and implementation of many academic and student service programs and initiatives focusing on student access, retention, and success. Dr. Smith currently serves on several professional organizations, including the American Association of Community College Commissions on Rural and Small Colleges. He's chairman of the North Carolina Association of Community College Presidents Mental Health and Safety Committee, the National Junior College Athletic Association Region 10 Executive Committee, and the Higher Education Research and Development Institute Advisory Board. He's also a member of the Holden Beach Chapel, is a Paul Harris Fellow at the South Brunswick Islands Rotary Club. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Smith.
Thank you all so much. What a blessing it is to be here today with you in beautiful Southport. We have a campus here in Southport, and I always, every time I come to Southport, I visit the campus, and then I go down to the waterway, and I do a slow ride up and down, just so I can remember where I live, and what a blessing it is. I moved here from Wayne County, which is in the middle of the state, Goldsboro. And when I found out about the opportunity, my wife and I drove down to take a look at Brunswick County, and Southport was the first town that we came to. And if you've driven down the street, you come up on a little hill, and then you go down to the water. And my wife and I both started giggling at the opportunity because we were so happy and pleased. I don't know if Elizabeth's ever heard that story or not, but I do serve as the president of Brunswick Community College. And we have a mission at the college that we try to strive to meet every day. Our mission is to provide opportunities for individuals through accessible, high-quality, student-centered programs that meet the educational, cultural, and workforce needs of a diverse community. And we strive every day to do that. And we work extremely hard. I know you hear people saying that, but that is true. And then the proof's in the pudding. I don't know if you know or not, but we have been named the best community college in America for 2 straight years. And this ranking was done by smartasset.com. I'll say that again, smartasset.com. I have to be careful with those words. But it's a group that ranks community college based upon 4 different metrics. One is graduation rate. One is transfer rate to universities. Another is cost of attendance, and then student to faculty ratio. And so the first day I was on the job at Brunswick Community College, we were in our student activity center, and I stood before our faculty and staff as a brand new green president. And I said, my goal is for us to be the best community college in America. And we became the best community college in America. A lot of that was because of the work that was done prior to me arriving, but it's a sure pleasure to go out and share what Elizabeth and I call the good news of Brunswick Community College to the different communities. I do want to thank you for your service to the community as Rotarians and as a fellow Rotarian. I know of the service above self that you all exhibit, and I want to thank you for what you do to help to improve our county and our communities. It is a true honor to be a Rotarian with you. Now, Brunswick Community College currently has 1,693 curriculum students. These are students that are trying to get their academic degree, and that degree is usually an associate's degree. We also have about 2,000 2,000 Con Ed or workforce students. We have a main campus over in Bolivia. And if you've not been to the main campus, I would invite you to come over. We also have a campus here in Southport over on Lord Street, and we have a campus in Leland. And so we try to serve the community. At one time, we did have a campus in the southern, down close to Calabash, but that doesn't exist any longer. I want to share with you some opportunities that we have so that you can help me get the word out about Brunswick Community College. One of them is that we have a strong relationship with Brunswick County Schools. And through our relationship, our high school students, they go to North Brunswick, South Brunswick, or West Brunswick, they were able to attend Brunswick Community College as high school juniors or seniors, tuition free. Books are taken care of, and their fees are also taken care of. So it's tuition free college while you're in high school. We call this dual enrollment. And right now we have about 275 high school students that are taking college classes while they're finishing up their high school. On our main campus, we have an early college high school, and we have 385 students that are taking college classes while they're earning their high school diploma. And many of them will complete their associate degree at the college about a month before they graduate from high school. So when they transfer to the university, they will already have 2 years or 60 credits tuition free. They didn't pay for any of it. So when they go to the university, now the only thing they have to do is take care of the last 2 years. And our early college high school has been one of the top performing high schools in the state year after year. And then we also have something called the Brunswick Guarantee. The Brunswick Guarantee was started by our county commissioners. You may know Mike Forte and Randy Thompson. They tell the story that one evening at a restaurant, they were thinking about how they might could help Brunswick County high school students to get a college education without student debt. And so they mapped out a plan on a napkin and provided it with Dr. Suzanne Adams, who was my predecessor. And they started something called the Brunswick Guarantee. And what that does is it is a last dollar scholarship for any Brunswick County high school graduate to attend Brunswick Community College, tuition free, $750 in books each semester, and fees are also taken care of. And I'm very happy to tell you that for the last 2 years, we have maxed out the $350,000 that the county provides for those scholarships. The way a student gets that opportunity is they apply for the Pell Grant. If they receive the Pell Grant, then there's no need for the Brunswick Guarantee. But if they don't get the Pell Grant, then they go into the application pool for our foundation scholarships. If they don't get a foundation scholarship, then they get the Brunswick Guarantee. So it's a last dollar scholarship. And so we're very pleased to have helped several hundred students over the last 5 years to come to BCC. As a matter of fact, just 4 years ago, only 9% of the Brunswick County high school students went to Brunswick Community College. This past year, 24% of all the Brunswick County high school graduates attend Brunswick Community College. So that helps the students, but also helps the college because we get funded based upon the number of students that we provide opportunities for. So those are some of the partnerships that we have. I also want to share with you some of the good things that are happening on our campus. If you come to our campus, you'll see that we have a brand new building, our health sciences building. It houses all of our health sciences programs, which includes nursing, medical assisting, phlebotomy, just to name a few. This semester, we have more nursing students than we've ever had in the history of the college. We have 100 students that are attempting to get their associate degree in nursing. And if you're ever on campus, I'd like you to come by and take a look at our health sciences building because we have state-of-the-art equipment. We have high-fidelity mannequins that are what our students work on before they work on us, which would be higher fidelity mannequins, I guess. So it's good. So if they mess up, it doesn't injure anyone. But these mannequins will, they respond. They actually make sounds. Their eyes follow you around the bed. It's really weird, especially near and around Halloween. I won't go to the building this week. They can have bodily fluids. We can change their heart rate, their breathing rate, all kinds of things. And what happens is these high fidelity mannequins are in a room, and above the bed, we have audio recording and video recording. So as the nursing students work on the patients, all of their actions are recorded. And afterwards, we take them into a conference room, show them their video, and debrief about what they did correctly and what they may can improve upon. And so that's all great training before our students graduate and go into the clinical section of the hospital and are working on us. We also are part of something called the National Coalition of Certification Centers, which provides third-party, industry-recognized credentials to students that are in our trades and technical programs. For example, if you're a welding student at BCC, you will take the welding classes and you will also get a certification in safety. You'll get a certification in precision measurement. You'll get a certification in MIG, TIG, and stick welding. And you also get a certification in several other areas that you have opportunities for. So our welding students, a lot of times will graduate with at least 8 different certificates if they so desire to be a part of that program. We also have certifications in our electrical program. We have certifications in our HVAC, as well as our carpentry and our masonry programs. Brunswick Community College this past year was ranked 16th in the nation in the number of certifications that we awarded our students through National Coalition of Certification Centers. We're considered what they call a school on the rise. And I like to think that we are a school on the rise because we're making a great impact to the workforce needs of the community. Just last week, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony for an area that we renovated on campus. We had our cafeteria that has served our campus for 40 plus years. And so it had mismatched tiles on the floor. The kitchen was sort of worn out. Our serving area was really worn out. And so with the help of Douglas Terhune, who is one of our Board of Trustees members, he met with me and he says, what if you got a donation and wanted to transition this into a culinary program? This was back at the beginning of COVID. And so just last Friday, we completed the renovation. We have a brand new equipment in the kitchen. We cleaned the tiles, painted the walls, changed out the ceiling tiles, changed out the floor, added paint on the walls, new technology. We have now a nice culinary program for our workforce needs to help with the workforce and hospitality. Matter of fact, tomorrow we have one of the restaurant owners here in Southport visiting, and we're showcasing our new area. We also have a nice meeting room. So if anytime you all would like to come to Brunswick Community College to have a lunch meeting, we have a space to host you, and we can give you a tour of the culinary area. We can give you a tour of the health sciences area. We have many other areas. We have an area in the WJ and Sybil McClam building where we teach welding. We have a lot of really nice Lincoln welding equipment. We have a lot of upgrades in the trades areas that we'd like to show you. We also are currently renovating a space that used to be our aquaculture center. Aquaculture was a big workforce need in Brunswick County about 25 years ago. So the college started an aquaculture program. Well, now aquaculture doesn't exist as we have taught it in Brunswick County. Fresh fin fish, catfish and tilapia and those kind of things. There are no jobs here in Brunswick County. So what we're doing is we're transitioning that aquaculture center into a workforce development center. And so we had some donors, again, another board member, Young and Paul Jensen. We're naming the building after them and their donation, and we're renovating that building. So when you come for the meeting, maybe we can show you that building as well. We also have on our main campus, the Fitness and Aquatic Center. So we have, I don't know if you realize, but we have Olympic-sized pool. We have a therapy pool. We also have a gymnasium with a walking track. We have a fitness center with workout equipment and all those kind of things there on our campus. And we also have a performing arts center. We have the Odell Williamson Auditorium, and we have shows there. Last Saturday evening, we had a comedian come. Later on in the year, we'll have Stephen Curtis Chapman there. And if you're a country music fan, we have Shenandoah coming. They're a country music group from the 90s. So we have a lot of shows and opportunities for you to come and engage with us at Brunswick Community College. A lot of people don't realize that we also house a program called the Brunswick Interagency Program. The Brunswick Interagency Program serves about 120 adults with special needs. And these adults get class work. They also develop their social skills, and many join the workforce in Brunswick County, either in custodial or culinary. They're not the chefs, but they work in the kitchens. They also work in the community, like at Hardee's and other places where they really embrace the opportunities, and the community embraces them so they can have a more engaged lifestyle with the community. We were recently recognized by the American Association of Community Colleges in their Excellence Awards for advancing diversity because of our BIP program. And so I invite you to come over and engage with those students. They also operate a greenhouse, We have plant sale twice a year, and it's a really nice thing to have on our campus. We're one of the few community colleges that has that opportunity. Here in Southport, we have the Southport Center, which serves this community. There's a lot of arts going on in Southport. I don't know if you realize that or not, but we have a lot of really happy students over there that are involved in our heritage arts programs. So we have pottery. They tell me that our pottery classroom is second to none in this area, and they like to compare that to Seagrove in North Carolina, if you've ever been there, which is a world recognized area for pottery. We also have stained glass. We have people who make their own jewelry. We also have painting, drawing, guitar classes, audio recording. We've just recently added a wood turning area. So if you gentlemen like wood turning, they make some really nice things in there. And all those classes are short and none of them are expensive. So we look forward to seeing you out there. I'll end up in just a minute, Elizabeth, to allow you a little bit of time. Elizabeth, I do want you to get the name of the man, the gentleman that he shared over here that had $400,000 to donate. So I don't want to forget that. A lot of times when I speak, people will say, well, what is this on your finger? Is that a Super Bowl ring? No, this is, I wear this so people will ask me about our athletics program at Brunswick Community College. We have about 90 student athletes on 4 different teams: men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball. And the first thing I'll say about our student athletes is that they're students first. Our goal is for them to complete their degree so that they can be eligible to earn a scholarship at the next level. And we have a lot of students who transfer to the universities with full scholarships to play baseball or basketball or softball. Just this past year, our men's basketball team won the Region 10 championship and then the Atlantic District Championship, and competed with 24 other teams all across the United States for the men's basketball championship out in Hutchinson, Kansas. 7 of those team members went on to get full scholarships at the next level, and they'll be competing this year at Division I or Division II programs. That led to many students, athletes wanting to come to Brunswick Community College. We normally have a roster of 15. This year we have a roster of 23. 8 of those guys will be redshirting. They'll go ahead and get their grades ready so they can be eligible when it gets time. I could go on and on about our partnerships with the universities and our partnerships in the community, but at this time, I will turn it over to Miss Elizabeth Wassam, who's our executive director of our foundation, and she will share other things with you, and I'll answer questions at the end. We have a lot of things going on, but the main thing I want you to know is that we appreciate your engagement with our community. We don't become #1 community college in America without our community being engaged with us. So we really appreciate that, and we invite you to come to our campus at any time. We will be glad to show you around, utilize our facilities, and then maybe you will become more engaged with us as we move forward. And I'm losing this.
Thank you for that. And thank you all for having us here. It is a joy to be among Rotarians. And I will say that everything that President Smith shared, I'll say hey to Daryl as well. I saw you on there. Hey, Daryl. Is true. We have been working so hard at BCC, and a great deal of it is because he is determined that we will be excellent. So thank you for that, President Smith. He's fiercely determined that we will be excellent, and heck yes, we are. So yes, I represent the foundation. So we are the nonprofit branch of the college of the 58 North Carolina. They have nonprofits, foundations that support them and support the needs of the college. There are a lot of different avenues for us receiving resources, but sometimes there are things that we can help with, and we rely on you as community members, as organizations and individuals and businesses to make those things possible. As President Smith mentioned, we have excellent success with our students in the classroom, but the way they get to the classroom is when we reduce those barriers to bring them from the community into the college. So we have an awesome frontline staff that are in our student services area, but sometimes once they make that first step in our building to sign up for a class, that financial barrier is a big one. So the foundation, we work to reduce that. We do so through scholarships, and your organization does have an endowed scholarship with us. So thank you for your support of that. I'd like to give you a round of applause for that. Thank you. You all have $25,000 in endowed funds with the foundation. So that money is used each year. The interest or percent of that interest is distributed. So that scholarship will be here forever and support a BCC student. And I appreciate that from you all. So we have our endowed scholarships, but also our community scholarships. And those help students gain access to education. It costs about $2,600 a year to have full-time 2 semesters for our curriculum students. Our continuing education workforce development courses, those could cost anywhere from $170, $180 up to, if you're in culinary, you've got food costs, it could cost just under $500 for a course. And these courses, these curriculum courses, but also these continuing education workforce development short-term courses, they really are changing students' lives. And that's what we're all about. The foundation, we do so through many ways, but those scholarships are key. We were talking earlier at the table, we also support the food pantry on campus. There are also giving groups that are specific to men and women in philanthropy. Those groups focus on mentorship of our students. They're helping students who maybe don't have anyone in their social circles or their family circles who have gone to college before. They're talking with our college students, and even when possible with our middle school students about what it might mean to prepare for college and prepare for success beyond college. We also have giving groups that relate to student athletes. We have a scholarship program from the Finns Fan Club that helps support the student athlete experience, which is a unique one. They're up at 6 a.m. practicing. They're full-time students. Some of them also have jobs to support their rent. And so the scholarship helps give them an edge, just one less thing to worry about. So I do welcome you all to come to campus. As President Smith said, there's so much to see and so much to do and to share with you all. We ask, of course, financial support is something that we as a nonprofit would love to have from you. If you all chose to grow your endowment, to continue to grow beyond that $25,000 level, we would love to see that happen. If any of you as individuals would like to become involved as donors, but also something that you can give us, it's really a gift, is to tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell other Rotarians and others in your networks. Have them come to campus with you, invite them along, because sharing what we have at BCC with those in our community, those who've been here for a while or those who are new, is so important to us, because the more we can share the good news of BCC, the more we know our community will see us growing, be proud of our students. If you see them out with BCC t-shirts, say hello to them, because that means the world. And that truly is beyond the support financially, that engagement and that sharing of what's going on is such a gift. And we really appreciate that. So any questions? Hello, Mark.
Can you tell us anything about the student who got our scholarship?
Absolutely. So his name is Samuel Myers. I actually have his thank you note. I'm happy to read to you. Would you like to hear it? Okay, great. All right, wonderful. So, excuse me, President Smith. Try. All right, so this is Samuel's thank you note. So I understand that Mary and Sue, right? You'll be able to, Sean, we'll be able to meet Samuel at our donor scholar event on Friday. But this is his note to you all. And so he says, "Dear donor, unfortunately, I do not know the name of who will be receiving this. They may receive more than one. So we let them say, dear donor. He says, but my message remains nonetheless. Call it a sort of one-way pen pal, if you will. Hello there. I am one of the recipients of your donation to Brunswick Community College, and I'm here to send my thanks to you. Through your donation, I've been able to secure an affordable education here, which I could otherwise not have done. You see, my plans are to transfer to NC State afterwards, and that is not so inexpensive. So naturally, your generosity is much obliged. I've pursued music my entire life, earning merits such as acceptance into Governor's School Western, as well as admissions into things like All District or All State. This was indeed my goal until recently, where I realized you could do music on the side without a degree. And so I'm currently pursuing an associate's in arts to get my prerequisites finished. This, I must say, is a magnanimous help. Through your kindred gifts, I've been able to start my path of further education, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Though I may not know your name, I know that my care and greatest thanks are with you. Thank you, dearest donor, Samuel Myers. So thank you for helping me.
Yes, sir.
I got a question. We hear a lot in the news about employers having difficulty filling the jobs in our society lately for a variety of reasons. You probably know better than we do what's going on with the workforce. Why are they choosing not to work and staying home or staying back or not participating? What do you have on that?
All those answers are individual answers. I know that we're trying to help people see the opportunity in getting an education and getting a job. And we're trying to work with the employees, the employers in Brunswick County to help them find people to work. So for example, a lot of times we get calls from people who own businesses and say, hey, can you help us find employees? So we send out emails to our students, maybe short-term employment. We also try to help those employers find interns, and we're starting an apprenticeship program. To give you an idea about some of the things we're trying to do, we have a new company that's coming to Brunswick County called Precision Swiss Manufacturing. And they actually manufacture a lot of different things, but one of the things they manufacture is the equipment that's used to replace heart valves when you have a heart murmur. And so they are very intricate metal pieces, metal working pieces, and also the dial that the doctor uses to do the surgery. They also make aerospace parts. They make brakes for airplanes, all these things they need employers for. So just last week, our VP of Workforce Development, Greg Bland, and I met with that company out in San Jose, California. They're expanding here. We looked at what they have on their operational floor, and we're working with them with an EDA grant to purchase the same type of equipment that they have in their workforce facility. So when students come into our CNC machining program, they will be able to be trained specifically on the machines that will provide them employment at this company. And so we try to do that for as many people as we can. We've provided internships for BEMC. We've worked with ATMC. We work with restaurants now. Right now we have our culinary students are employed out at Bald Head Island is one place. At the country club out there. They work in the kitchen out there. And so they're learning and improving their skills to gain better employment out there. One of our students was, he was actually a dishwasher at a restaurant. And as he's come through the program, now he's a line cook. So he's in, there's not much dishwashing skills you learn in culinary, although we do have to wash our dishes, but now he can cook, and he can cook really good food. For a little while, Elizabeth and I were the only ones that knew that they were cooking on Thursdays. And so we would sneak down to the kitchen, and we were the taste testers until about 3 weeks ago. Elizabeth and I got there, and I found out that the message had been given out to the rest of the campus. So we were about number 20 in line. I was a little disappointed, but the joy was shared with everyone. So to answer your question, I don't know why people don't want to work. I get up every day looking forward to work. It's just how I am. I enjoy my rest, but I feel like, as she said, I want us to be the best we can be, and I want to be the best that I can be. And so that's just instilled within us. And I'll say that about our employees at BCC. We came back as a community college face-to-face long before other community colleges in our system did. The community college that we visited in California has 26,000 students. There were not 26,000 students at the community college. We are as normal as we could possibly be at BCC right now. We do have a mask policy on our campus. We spread out as much as we can on campus to keep safe because COVID is real. We've lost former employees here at our college due to COVID. And so we try to remain safe, but I can't answer the question. It's sort of an individual decision, but I know we're trying to help people get the training so they can get a job and get a good job, a life-sustaining wage. So, yes.
Have you seen
increase in skilled trades training?
Yes, when I first got here, a gentleman by the name of W.J. McClam whispered in my ear that college needs to get additional trades skills back on campus. And so I said, okay, I looked around a couple months and I met with Mr. McClam and I said, hey, we have a need for some equipment. We're using equipment that is pretty old. And he said, well, tell me what you need. So I got together a list of a lot of different things and I presented it to him and he looked at it and he says, well, let me think about it, get back with me in a couple of weeks. So he called me and I went over and talked with him. And I took Greg Bland with me, the guy I was talking about a while ago. We were sitting with Mr. WJ and Mr. WJ was studying it. And Greg said, Mr. WJ, any one of these items will be so happy if you will purchase for us. And thinking, Greg, now's the time to listen, not talk. And Mr. WJ said, what would all of it cost? So I gave him the number and he wrote us a check the next day. And so that was the reason we were able to be a school on the rise for the National Coalition of Certification Centers. So now when our welders train, they train on state-of-the-art, the best welders that exist from Lincoln Welders. We have virtual welders that they can train on before they use up all the stock that we have to buy. We have precision measurement training devices. We have a brand new electrical lab in Leland. So we used to have two classes a semester. Now we have 9 classes a semester. And we've actually recruited students from South Carolina, from Ohio, and from Michigan to come down. Now the students, to be fair, the students in Michigan had grandparents that lived in Wilmington. And they heard about the certifications that our students were getting. They called them up and said, hey, come live with me, go to BCC. And they have earned all these credentials and have gotten jobs because of that. So I think we made a pretty nice improvement in our trades and technical areas. We just upgraded our cybersecurity region, our cybersecurity area on campus. And we also have gaming and simulation classes that are being taught now. And so all those things are things that we're, as she says, we're striving for excellence. We're trying to teach the skill set that's needed for today and for tomorrow, not necessarily yesterday. But if you live in Brunswick County, you need to know how to do plumbing. You need a carpenter. You need a HVAC technician, and welders are needed everywhere. And so, and if you've ever tried to call an electrician, I called an electrician and I said, I need this, this, and this. And I'm thinking, okay, my bill's going to be about $500. It was $2,100. I was shocked, but that's the going rate for what they charge. And it still works. But I tell that story to the people that come to our classes that are trying to become electricians. And so I think that we are doing a lot to help with those skilled trades. There's more we can do, but we can't snap our fingers and make it all happen overnight, but we're pushing. I think Elizabeth will tell you that we're pushing.
Your skilled trade people, are they also given some type of business orientation? I know a lot of them, when they come out, they don't have that business orientation, how to run a business or bookkeeping. I know that's the problem with high school students. Can't write a check.
Well, we make our students aware of our small business center from Brunswick Community College. And we ask them to take, we have 1 or 2 day seminars that they can take. In addition, they're free. So there's an opportunity there. And many of them do engage in that, but it's not a required part of the curriculum.
Do the employers feel that your training sessions as a whole are helping them?
Yes.
I mean, they can't, it's hard because I know a couple of contractors, they say it's very hard to find a skilled carpenter, skilled welder, whatever, that will stay in Brunswick County, because a lot of them like to go to Hanover or Bender or somewhere else where.
Well, there's a partnership here. The people who hire our students, they got to say this carefully, but the wages have to meet the wages that they can get in other areas. If you're a young 18-year-old and you've got a welding degree, we've had people who take the 1-year welding program get jobs making $65,000, $70,000, but not in Brunswick County. When I talk to some of our partners and I say, what will you pay this person? And they say, well, minimum wage. Well, you know, that's not really the answer.
Yet they're charging us, but but they could pay $60,000 or $70,000. Yeah, that's always gonna be a problem.
But we have electrical classes all the way up to people who can become electrical. They can become a certified electrician.
One quick question.
Yes.
A little while back, I took my great niece to your wonderful pool to use to swim in your wonderful pool. What are the regulations for using your pool if you're not a student?
But we have daily,
Uh-huh.
we have daily memberships and we have monthly memberships or yearly memberships. And there's different rates depending upon if you're a county employee. As the college, we provide membership to the Fitness and Aquatic Center as a benefit of being an employee. And if you're a student, you also have, if you're a BCC student, you also have membership to the Fitness and Aquatic Center. So when you're checking at the desk, you let them know what you want to do, and there's a daily rate. But it's much cheaper to go ahead and get the monthly if you're gonna come back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Have you experimented at all with online training?
Yes, we you know, COVID required that. So back on March 12th of 2020, we made the decision, as did most other community colleges in North Carolina, that we were going to have to ask everybody to work from home and students to learn from home. So we took the weekend, and because of the hurricane preparedness that we're always ready for, all of our classes have an online component, but we moved every class to online. We finished out the semester. And then we have been gradually bringing back students face to face. I think that because of COVID, our ability to teach online has improved dramatically. And we found areas before that we would not try online. We provide the classroom piece online, but we still require people to come in and do the face-to-face help. The welding students I was telling you about a while ago that were able to get some of the certifications, like the welding, the MIG, TIG, and stick welding, and the safety, they were also able to have access to some online certifications because they were online, that they got to help them with their skill set to improve even more. So online is here to stay, but we know that there are certain learners that have to have face-to-face learning, and there's certain learners that have to have online. The online gives the flexibility for working and that kind of thing. And most of our students do have a part-time or full-time job. That's why the financial barrier is so great, because they're trying to support a family. They're trying to go back and get, get an education to either upskill or get a job. You know, I tell all of our young students, now is your time. It's so much easier to get a college education when you're young than it is when you're a little bit older. I completed my doctoral degree when I was 48 years old. So that was hard. I was trying to be a great dad, a great husband, a great employee, and an average student.
All right, give them Leslie, are you gonna do the 50-50?
Elizabeth, your doctor, to the winner. You know, okay, mix them up. Okay, winner is 846-684. Nobody says anything, I'm going my pocket.
It scribbles right after.
Oh.
I need 3.
Check this. Check.
That's just because it's him.
Yeah, you might have been the big pocket.
There's a cheater every week at our club.
Someone tell him what he's supposed to do.
Whatever he doesn't draw.
You just roll up a leg ago.
This isn't it.
Not even
Hot
close.
lips. Another day.
Okay, so let's do our motto. Service above self. And did a good job.
Dr. Smith, look at what this- yeah.
I love the blue ones.